Good evening, everybody. An ongoing feud might be in its final innings. It's between Villa Hills mayor and the Villa Hills police chief.
The mayor is accusing the chief of wrongdoing, and both men took the stand at a hearing tonight. Local 12's Anjanette Levy is there. Anjanette, what's the latest?
Well, Cami, this hearing has been incredibly long. It's really going into its 6th hour now, and actually we just heard that it wrapped up for the evening. Tonight, the Villa Hills City Council heard evidence much like a jury would in a trial against Police Chief Dan Goodenough. Now, Mayor Mike Martin wants Goodenough fired. Now, when the chief arrived at this hearing tonight, a room packed full of his supporters clapped. Mayor Mike Martin has accused Goodenough of keeping sloppy and inaccurate payroll records, overpaying one officer in a lot of overtime, not following orders, and failing to keep track of city documents. There's been tension between Mayor Martin and Chief Goodenough for some time since Villa Hills police investigated Martin for fraud. Martin then turned around and sued the chief. That lawsuit was later dismissed. Now, despite all of these allegations of wrongdoing by the police chief, Mayor Martin conceded he'd never given Chief Goodenough a warning or conducted an annual performance review. The chief also explained tonight why he scheduled an extra police officer to help patrol a city council meeting, despite the mayor's order not to do so. Take a listen.
When I'm sitting in the council room, I am doing other items. I'm working on the schedule. I'm doing other activities. I'm multitasking. I'm not always paying attention to what council's discussing, depending on the topic. I get up, sometimes the phone rings. I get up and go answer it. Now, getting back to River Ridge Elementary, I didn't know what the night was going to entail. I was taking notes that night. So there's a large number of people there.
Yes, I believe it would be my responsibility to bring him up in front of civil service, even for a verbal warning.
And did you ever do that?
No, I didn't.
You failed in your responsibilities between January of 2011 and late 2013 to properly discipline the chief.
You can say that way, yes.
Now, as I mentioned, this hearing just wrapped up for the evening. It was very long, 5 or 6 hours long. We only heard from 3 witnesses. Those were the city clerk, the mayor, and Police Chief Dan Goodenough. He was on the stand for just a very brief time. There were so many people that showed up to this meeting tonight, they had to have an overflow area for people who wanted to watch. This hearing will continue next Monday night, and I'm sure we'll have it covered for you. Reporting live from Villa Hills, Anjanette Levy, Local 12 News. Cami?
And Anjanette, do you know after that next meeting, will there be a vote? I mean, where do we go from here?
Well, the city council, it would be much like a jury trial that you would see on television or in a courtroom. The city council would go into an executive session. There was some discussion about whether or not the vote would be taken in public or in that closed executive session. I think they're still debating back and forth on that. The council will ultimately make the decision. If there is a tie, though, the mayor would be the tie-breaking vote. So there's a lot going on here, a lot of tension. And Cami, just when you think this story is over here in Villa Hills, something else comes up. So that's where it stands right now.
I know you'll stay on top of it. All right, Anjanette, thank you. And Chief Goodenough has been with the Villa Hills Police Department for 27 years. He's been the chief for 9 years.